This is the design guide for the interstitial image rotation ad. We'll start by previewing the ad, and as you'll see, what happens is the page loads, a gray background appears on top of it, or a gray overlay, and then on top of that gray overlay starts to appear the ad. And you'll notice the image rotation feature is that obviously you can rotate through multiple images. In this case there's 3, but you can have up to 6 different images rotate through while watching this overlay or interstitial ad. To exit the ad, there's an X out button in the upper right hand corner. This can also be set below as well. One thing to note about these ads is they can be set to be interstitial ads so that they in essence launch as soon as someone clicks over on the home page or the sports page, or they can be set to act more like overlays or pop-ups so that all of the page content loads and then the ad launches and pops up. It's a setting I'll show you how to do here at the end of the demo. So what's nice is these are very simple to deploy. If you want it to pop up or be an interstitial for the home page, you're simply going to take this ad code and add it to the home page. Likewise, if you wanted it to run prior to seeing the sports page, you'd just upload this ad code onto the sports page. So coming into the actual ad builder, you'll notice that there's optional text for each section, second image, third image, fourth image, etc. You can put image that basically animates on top of the images you upload, or you can just build the text into the images themselves. That's an option here for you. Step 2 is for your media. As you'll notice, each of the images are by default set to be 850 by 850 pixels. In the example that we showed you, the image is actually slightly smaller than that. However, all we did to achieve that effect is we created 850 by 850 transparent PNG or GIF, and in the center of that image you're going to just upload a smaller image and create something with a transparent border around it. That way it stays centered, and you can basically make the image and tailor that to be any size you want if you want it smaller than the 850 by 850. So here you'll notice you can have a first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth image. You can also have a close button here. At the end we have a little X that's in there by default. You can put anything you want in there. It's 300 by 75 pixels. It can be in the upper right hand corner or lower right hand corner. You could adjust it to be an image that says skip this ad or a different X if you want. That's up to you. Colors, you have all of your headline colors here at the top, and then at the bottom you have border color. We don't really recommend using a border, doesn't really need one. But the color you want to play with or potentially play with is the pop-up color mask. In this instance we have it set to black, and if we go to settings here you'll notice that it's at the bottom you can set the transparency. So right now it's 50% transparent. If we come here and actually change the color from black, let's say, to blue and preview the ad, you'll notice that it's a sort of a light blue transparency now that pops up here. And you can adjust this to be whatever color you want, maybe something that tailors nicely to whatever ad you're running in here. So that's an option. You can set the opacity higher or lower, that's up to you. Click-through URLs, there's going to be one potentially for each section, so make sure you pop in your click-through URLs for each section individually if you have them here. And then finally settings, we'll go over here from bottom to top. We just went over the pop-up transparency max. You can set that from 0.1 all the way up to 1, up to you. Do you want to drop a cookie and have this limit the launch of the ad to once every, for instance, 24 hours? What this does is it'll drop the cookie, and someone, let's say you had this running on your sports page, launches the sports page, they see the interstitial. If they come back to that sports page again within 24 hours, they'll skip the ad. It'll skip the ad automatically. If they come again after 24 hours, it'll show the ad another time and drop a new cookie. Do you want this close button on the top or bottom? You can adjust that here. Total amount of sections, right now we set it to be 3. You can have 1, you can have 6. It's up to you. Fade duration, that's how long you want the images to take to actually fade in and out for each section. Do you want to show the border? It's by default no. Border corner radius, border thickness, how many pixels. Do you want the ad to replay and loop through more than once? If you put 0, it's going to replay continuously. If you put one. In this instance, it's just going to play through once. And then finally at the top you have delay between slides. How long do you want each one to show on screen? So that's really it for the design piece. Now, an important component here is how do you want this ad to act once it pops up on the screen. So if you come over here to a live campaign, or as you're about to put a campaign live and click on ad code, what you're going to see here is by default the ad is going to have what's called a polite load checked. So when you first come in, all of our ads by default have this box checked. Polite load means that the ad will allow all of the page content to load, all of your stories, images, everything else, and once that's all completed, then this ad's going to load. And so the way that's going to feel is more like a pop-up or overlay than it is going to feel like an interstitial. To make it feel more like an interstitial, so that I click on sports page and the first thing that happens basically is this grayed out page pops up on top while the rest of the page loads underneath, and the viewer views this ad. That acts more like an interstitial. To make that happen, you simply uncheck this polite load box, click OK, and then submit query. And that's going to regenerate the ad code for you and let you deploy this so that it acts like an interstitial. So if you really want it to feel like an interstitial, make sure you turn off the polite load. If you want it to act more like a pop-up after the page is loaded, keep the polite load on. So that's it for the design guide. As always, if you have questions, call us at 866-467-2289.